Welcome back to Game On. We had an action-packed weekend of football and netball. The biggest story of the weekend probably was the Colac Tigers. They had a big win over St Mary's, and they probably put their premiership credentials on the line, really. They've proven to be a real contender this year for in the GFNL, and it was the first time they beat St Mary's since 2019 after snapping a 7-game win streak.
Yeah, it was probably certainly the best win I've been a part of in yellow and black. It was a terrific day. It probably started during the week. We got the news that Seven Army had re-signed for next year, and I was impressed with the way they went about things. Found a real balance between tactical and emotive with their coaching this week. Spent a lot of time on Thursday night analysing how we'd defend against St Mary's. Obviously, they're a free-flowing attacking team, so a couple of structure things around the contest, stopping their run and carry off half-back, and then on Saturday, Army really instilled a lot of belief in us that we were good enough to go out and get the job done.
Yep.
Which made you feel like you're walking on clouds. Really, it was great. But looking at the game, a couple of players that really stood out to me was Ben McCarthy. He was absolutely super through the middle of the ground. We only had the stats till 3/4 time. Okay. But he had 23 touches, 10 clearances at 3/4 time, which is outstanding. Josh Garner was really good ahead of the ball, just creates a contest. Really reliable. And then Jared Walters, he had 14 touches and kicked 3 goals by 3/4 time on the weekend. So he's not usually a goal sneak, but he proved vital this week. And then the last one was Seb Ross. He's a bit of a worry. He's done another hamstring. I'm not sure if it's the same one or not.
I think Army said it might have been a different
one.
Hamstring, so hopefully, fingers crossed that it's hopefully not too. He's not out for too long.
Yeah, and it sets up the Tigers really well on the ladder now as well, guys. A game in hand, sitting in fourth. I think percentage points separate third place and fourth. So really nicely placed by the looks of it.
Should be good.
In Tigers netball, better performance this week, guys. Unfortunately, still a loss to St Mary's, but 45-59. The margin isn't actually that big, and the side was really encouraged by the return of a returning player.
Yeah, Georgie Finn, she was back for the Tigers, which is obviously a big boost for them. Just defensive and in the mid-court, she can play both positions, and she's obviously come back. She was part of the 2022. She was in the squad. She didn't play in the grand final, but she played A grade that season in the premiership year, and she's come back from Ocean Grove, which is great to see her back. A Colac Tigers name, obviously, so it's great to have her back for the Tigers.
Yeah, another one was Kelsey Lee. That was a really exciting moment. She ran out for her 250 game for the Tigers, and the footballers and the netballers and everyone involved got down and made a little guard of honour for her running out in that B grade game, and that was really special to see her there.
Yeah. And just speaking to Dave Boyce over the weekend, he said that it was the best ball movement that he'd seen from his side during this season. A lot of work done early up front to be able to create avenues for the ball to make its way up the court.
Now moving to the CDFNL football, the feature game of the weekend, Birregurra versus Alvey, and I'll be honest, boys, I tipped against the Saints again this week, and they continue to bite me. They're obviously down those 5 starters, 5 regulars, and they just keep getting the job done. Yeah,
they're obviously quite injury riddled at the moment, Birregurra, but they've just their depth it's just next man up really mentality. They seem to have the next another good player playing in the reserves come up and just really play their role, and that's what Marcus Wharton, he made his debut for Birri. He was really good for Dave McNeil's side. He had to ruck against Lincoln Dare, who was playing his 100th game for Alvey, but it was a tight game, really, all day, and I think it was only 2 points separated the two sides at half time, but the Saints kind of managed to kick away in that third quarter.
Yeah, definitely. 2 majors, 2 minors in the third, as you said, Lou, extended the lead, and I think once they kind of built that up, it was set them up for success with the rest of the game.
I think that was against the Breeze, was it?
It was.
2 to 1 points, so that kind of allowed them to have a big last quarter and
definitely
away.
Going with the win. For sure, you're right. Speaking to Dave McNeil, he said that the Handley brothers down back were excellent all day. Cooper and Sam really put in a great performance. Nick Arnold as well, stepping in as skipper for the side, I think kicked 3 goals, which was great to see. As he said, that next man up mentality, guys. And in more good news as well for the Saints, Coach Dave McNeil has signed on for another couple of seasons. Massive boost to a coach that has turned around the club's fortunes.
Now the Imps have continued their strong run of form again, defeating Illawarra Biak by 18 points. And we spoke about last week how we thought the Imps are finally proving what we thought they would really be. And after losing those first 3 games, they now won 6 on the trot. And and they're flying. What did Bailey have to say, Jamie?
Yeah, well, it does seem like Bailey kind of not mirrors, but echoes our sentiments about where he sees his side as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a team that's really turned the corner, and I think that he looks at the rest of the season as if it's a completely fresh slate. You know, they've got momentum that's gone their way the last few weeks, and they're rolling.
Yeah, and both coaches said the game was played at a real finals-like intensity. I suppose both teams are probably fighting for that 4th, 5th spot. There's 6 teams kind of contending for that.
Yeah.
For them last final spot, and these two are probably 2 of them that are battling it out for them spots. Jez Spokes, he had a run with roll with Mitch Thornton. He did a really good job on him. I think Mitch still kicked 3 goals, but I think Spokes forced Thornton to move down forward, which was probably less dangerous for the Imps having him down forward, but he still managed to kick 3 goals. And Illawarra Bear coach Cam Parker, he said that his side just probably missed opportunities there. They had a chance to kick have a shot late in the last quarter to kind of hit the front, but Imps went back down the other end and kicked a goal and kind of ran away with a 3-goal victory. So it was a lot to like for both teams, but Imps obviously flying at the moment. Yeah. And what did you see from other games?
Yeah, we'll just have a quick look around the ground. The Western Eagles continued their strong form, obviously getting the draw against Birregurra last week. They defended Apollo Bay by 36 points. Lorne got the job done over Simpson. Pretty regulation victory there by 53 points. And then South Colac defeated Otway by 127. A big thumping in the end there for Todd Bordenet's 250th game. That was the major milestone there.
Yeah.
And he swung forward and kicked 4 goals in the last quarter. Yeah. Defender turned forward, so Brad Circus said he'd be hard to move back to the back line this week. To CDFNL Netball now, Illawarra Bear have returned to the top of the table, defeating Colac Imperials 56-50. Illawarra Bear coach Noel Friss said it was a really tough physical encounter, which you'd probably expect from a top of the table clash.
Yeah, and Grace Garner and Rachel Seabright, they were both away overseas, which makes it more impressive, the win, and it allowed for some youth to step up. They had 3 under-17s playing, and Ruby Hall, Emmy Frith and Isabel Perkins, they've played plenty of A-grade netball, but a bit more responsibility this week, and it really showed. What do you see, Jamie?
Yeah, definitely could. It was a 3-point halftime lead for the Bombers. They managed to spur on in the 3rd quarter, pushing out to 10 goals, which was a lead which they managed to hold on to for the rest of the game. Imps brought it back to about, I think it was a 6-goal lead for the Bombers' way. But no, they managed to hold out throughout and return to the top of the table. For the Imps, Laura Withall made her A-grade debut. Very exciting for her. But now the Bombers win, as we said, puts them top of the table. Albi moves to 2nd, and Imps, who've had a great season so far, they've just moved down to 3rd, but all of them are literally like a percentage point away from each other. So it's very, very tight.
The Western Eagles brought up their first points in the netball with a 69-30 win over Apollo Bay. And what did you see, Lou?
Yeah, Western Eagles coach Siobhan Casey said she was really happy with the team's attacking game. They had excellent passing throughout the day, and their defensive efforts as well. I think they held Apollo Bay to 10 goals or under in each of their quarters, so she was really pleased with that.
Yeah, very exciting for them. What else did you see around the courts, Jamie?
Around the courts, yeah. So as we said before, Albi have moved into 2nd on the table after beating Birregurra 54-44. South Colac got back in winning form, beating the Otway District 62-41, and Lorne beat Simpson 52-43. For another segment we like to go with, hot shots from the week. Lorne's Sade Stafford, 44 goals against Simpson, led the round in total goals. Second place, Remy Dijnhoven, 40 goals for the Eagles against Apollo Bay. And then we've got a tie between Maggie Eldridge and Jeremy Robinson for 35 goals apiece.
Junior Interleague football and netball action was played at Western Reserve on Sunday between Colac District and Central Highlands. The under-18 football team had a slow start, which saw them held goalless in the first half. They fought back to only go down by 24 points in the second half, but their best players were Hamish Derrick, Kai Clissold and Jack Fish.
Yeah, it was a belter of the game in the under-15s. Yeah, it was thrilling. The CDFNL actually got up by 1 point in the end, which was exciting there, and I think 5 points was the largest lead by either side at any of the breaks. So yeah, good to see the CDFL boys getting a win there. Angus Wade was named the best player. He popped up for 3 goals, followed by Miller Lockhart and Reece Charles. Yeah.
And in the 13s, a bit of a similar story to the 18s, at least in the first half. held goalless as well, but in the second half came back to outscore Central Highlands 29-15. Xavier Holmer, Nader Black with 2 goals of his own, and Parker Lockhart were the best players for the 13s. In Junior Interleague Netball, 3 games and 3 wins for the 13s, 15s and 17s. Starting off in the 13s, Colac District defeated Central Highlands 48-17, and best on court for the 13s was Natalie Farquharson. In the 15s, Colac District defeated Central Highlands 45-29. Ashlyn Tate was best on court for the 15s, and in the 17s, Emmy Frith took home best on court honours in their 71-22 win. Now to the Colac Braves in the baseball. Division 2 beat the Corio Tigers 20-4, and Division 4 beat Deacons 17-6.
Yeah, Brendan De Lorenzo hit 2 home runs while Kine Watts hit 1 himself. The Braves accumulated 19 hits in the game. Josh Hay, Kine Watts, Jamie Harris, Tim Dixon and Michael Reid all collected multiple hits.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of an up and down day with for De Lorenzo with the ball. He allowed 8 hits and 4 runs from his 4 innings pitch, but he managed to get 5 strikeouts still, perfect. So he's always there to have an impact.
Perfect.
Now looking at the soccer, it was a tough weekend for the Rovers. They didn't manage a win in all senior competitions, unfortunately. The Division 1 men's side, they lost 4-0 to the Golden Plains, and probably felt like that might have been a game that they might have been able to grab a hold of, but got away from them there. And then the women's side lost 6-0 against Surf Coast, so they're still building there as well.
And the Div 2 men's, they had a close 1-0 loss to Armstrong United, and the Division 3 side had a 9-0 loss to Surf Coast.
The Colac Darts Association hosted a weekend tournament that saw more than 150 players visit Colac over Saturday, Sunday, with games starting at 9 a.m. Look to Wednesday's paper for more information on that story. For the third instalment of Colac Herald's Players of the Week, I'm going to go with Kelsey Lee, guys. She played a full B grade game, backed it up with 2 quarters as goalkeeper in A grade, and 250 games for the club. What more can you say?
Yeah, mine's another milestone person. I got Todd Bordenette. He played 250 games, senior games for South Colac. As I said earlier, he swung forward, kicked 4 goals in the last quarter after playing best on ground performance down back for first three quarters. He went forward and slotted 4.
Yeah, and I didn't mention him in the wrap, but I saved him for the Player of the Week. But Luke Bobby Hillman, he kicked 5 goals for the Tigers this weekend, and he's probably faced a little bit of adversity this year. Got dropped back to the 2s, and then he's come back in flying form.
Thanks for watching Game On. We'll be back next week with all the sporting action from this weekend.